Jennifer, I have made my decision.
No.
Episode 2 of Hope Valley 1874 is total gold.
Wow. Okay, that's a strong start.
And I'm ready to defend it.
Sit down and watch, then have a talk with Jennifer and Josh.
Welcome back to Do You Watch What I Watch, where today we are breaking down episode 2 of Hope Valley 1874 in our specially called Gold or Coal Rush. And we've got one question. Did this episode strike gold or leave us digging through some coal? How are you doing, Jennifer?
I'm good. How are you, Joshua?
Doing well. Excited to be with you. All right. Here is the big high-level look at where we go in episode 2 of this brand new series out on Hallmark Plus. When Tom refuses to provide lumber to repair the boarding house, Rebecca gets a little bit creative. Mountie Alexander, meantime, mediates a conflict between the ranchers and the prospectors.
So we're going to do things a little different than usual with this little shorter ep. We're not going to go chronologically. We're going to try to just kind of talk through the overarching story elements of what happened with each of the main characters. So I thought we'd start where we have to with Rebecca, right? Bethany Joy Lentz, our leading lady. We open to a dream sequence and she's talking to Pa. You know, Pa has passed. If you missed episode 1, Pa, he's a goner. We don't know how, but he's dead, because as we say on Hallmark, the deader the better. So he's our long lost Pa. Now she needs to go buy lumber to fix up this boarding house. The boarding house kind of looks like something from Jumanji. The amount of vines on this boarding house is impressive.
They really want you to know that this place is run down. It is giving rundown, hopeless situation.
Yeah, that's right. So the prospectors stole a lot of her boards and shutters from the boarding house, not really knowing anybody owned it anymore. So she goes on a quest to the prospectors camp to get them back, which had to have taken a lot of guts, especially as a single female back in that time period. I cannot imagine how that would have really shaken out in the real world.
And she's walking around at nighttime by herself, making her claim for wood. It's just a little scary for me. Bye, buddy. Thank you. All the way. Thank you. Good night, nurse. I'm sorry.
Your son really wants to be a co-host on this podcast, and I'm starting to
He
get
really
jealous.
does.
He's really making the move. He's like,
Making a
I never
claim.
have technical difficulties. My mic and camera always work. Put me in, coach.
Always. Put me in, Lord.
So if she can't get the wood back from the prospectors, she's stuck there. Tom is refusing to sell her wood because Tom, reminder, Ben Ayer's character, thinks that the prospectors are locusts. So he doesn't want them hanging out because we'll get to his story later, but he's not going to sell her any wood. There's another guy that comes through town, but it's going to be $500 estimated to repair all the wood on this place. And she doesn't have $500. She has coinage, just mere coins. So eventually, they're in episode 1, there were Ned's parents. And Ned comes back, I guess, later and calls the heart. But his parents, Rebecca helped birth this baby. They convinced the guys to return the wood because they are also living at the prospectors' camp. And they want the boarding house to get fixed up so they can live there. Rebecca, also in an effort to make more money, makes pies in the oven, which actually does work in this rundown place. And she sells them at Hattie's and at the prospectors' camp. And then she tells Sarah, her daughter, not to worry. They won't find us here. What does that mean, Josh?
There's mystery here. There's so much mystery to her backstory. And gosh, I really love how they're just kind of reminding you that there's more to the backstory here that they're hopefully going to unweave as we learn more about the tapestry of all this.
That's right. So Tom, Ben Ayers, he's not going to sell lumber to Rebecca. And then the prospector is putting mercury in the water and it's killing trout. It's ticking off his cows. He's peeved. The prospector wants justice against Tom, so he tags in Mountie Vaughn to step in to help mediate the situation. Also, Mountie Vaughn meets Rebecca and Sarah on their way to Tom's ranch, and Mountie Vaughn is like, hey, unless you have paperwork where you own the land, Tom, you don't own diddly squat, basically. And Tom is furthermore peeved. He's constantly peeved. And what did you think about Tom's little arc here? Do you agree with his stance to not sell Rebecca the wood?
Well, it seems like they are trying really hard to make the two of them not like each other so that they can soften them up. And it's feeling a little, this might be hot take, it's feeling a little heavy handed in terms of they don't like each other and they want you to know it. I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah, because Tom is not a bad guy. He seems very well liked, except for the
No,
prospectors. And he's very kind to
exactly.
her. Other than, I'm not going to sell you the wood, but he still checks in on her a lot more than you would if you
Someone you
were in
don't
just
like.
another, if you were villains or, yeah, feuding.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then we get Sarah. So Rebecca's daughter, Sarah, she has friend Jenny. I guess Jenny's parents help at Tom's ranch. We won't get into all that, but Jenny, the daughter, has never been to school because it's the only school is too far away. So we get some cute scenes of Sarah reading to Jenny. Jenny teaches Sarah how to braid hair. And then Tom is like, hey, I don't want to take your money for the wagon that broke last episode, but will you teach Jenny's parents how to read and write? And then they could pass it on to their kids. And that's kind of Tom's way of giving back to that family. And Rebecca says yes. And so that's going to be another thing that she gets into as she's woven into the tapestry, as you would say, in this town.
She's busy. She's building the boarding house. She's birthing babies. She's teaching people how to read. She's baking pies. How many hours are there in the day in Hope Valley? I have to wonder.
It's worth asking. And again, they are going back and forth, seemingly at the drop of a hat, quicker than my commute to and from work in modern day. Let's just say that. Okay.
Precisely.
Shouldn't annoy me, but it does. Anyways, all right, then our last little bit, we get Olivia, who is Hattie's daughter. So Hattie's, runs the trading post. Hattie's daughter is being called on by Clayton. He's the blacksmith, I think. He fixed the wagon wheel last episode for Tom. He is stopping by the old trading post way too often because he's got the hots for Olivia. And he ends up carving a deer for her based on a drawing that she did in a sketchbook because she's a little artiste, self-taught. But I think Olivia has the hots for Mountie Vaughn, don't you think?
It's hard to tell. I was going to ask, are you Team Clayton or Team Mountie?
And do we make sure that say such, or at least a hashtag started? I think I'm Team Clayton because he seems to have a pure heart. I don't really trust Mountie Vaughn yet. He has not earned my trust. He just kind of thinks he's so cool on his little horse trotting in and out. I'm just not into it. What about you? If you were Olivia, what team would you be on?
I'm Team Clayton as well at this point. Plus, the thing about Team, what is the Mountie's first name, by the way? Remind me, is it Alexander? Is that right? We're just
Don't
meeting these
know.
character after all.
Wrote Vaughn.
Yeah,
I
I
just
think
wrote Vaughn. I
it's.
don't know.
Anyway, he's asking an awful lot of questions about our dear Rebecca, right? And so I'm sort of very curious about her past, and he's kind of digging into it a little bit. I'm with you. I don't fully trust him yet. But there and again, I think they don't want us to fully trust him yet either. So stay tuned.
Well, yeah, at the end, he's writing in his diary. I guess he trots off to he has a big territory, right? He's not just covering Hope Valley. And so he's trotting off somewhere else, and then he's in a tent and he's writing in his diary, and he says he thinks that Rebecca Clark is noteworthy. Time will tell.
He's digging. He's digging.
Yep. All right. So that brings us to the real question. Does this episode get gold or coal? This is our segment where we each give out 3 gifts. We're going to decide if it's a positive thing, it's gold. If it's negative, it's coal. And since the gold rush is so prominent, we're leaving it at that. Gold or coal. Josh, bring me your 3 gifts.
Yeah, so I'm starting with gold. I really liked this episode, the pacing of it. Like, it felt like they did a really good job of dipping into all of these respective storylines to kind of sprinkle little breadcrumbs to keep you interested throughout. So I'll start with some gold.
Okay. I'm going to give gold. There was a scene where Rebecca is up late baking pies and Hattie comes over because, she's at the trading post across the street. And in the first episode, they met and they both bonded over being widows, and that was nice, but Hattie was pretty hard, had a hard shell. And then Hattie comes over for tea in this episode, and you can tell she's softening. And I think she's really taken to Rebecca and sees that they're both strong women who are making a go of it on their own in this frontier and that they need each other. And I thought that was a really sweet scene.
Absolutely. And spoiler, we get a little bit more of that in episode 3. So stick around for our recap and review of that one as well. My next gift will be gold. Gosh, I really like this Olivia plot line that's developing with this love triangle and these two individuals, these two guys. And I thought this romantic gesture of the carved buck was just such a really nice, believable romantic gesture for this time period. So yeah, gold for me.
Yeah, what did Constable Vaughn give her? Nothing so far, except some looks and talking
Nothing.
about the big city, getting her all excited about the big city when she's stuck here in Hope Valley, which leads to my next gift, which is gold. I really liked this little subplot of, he's putting these ideas, oh, there's, the big city folk. And she's like, "Ah, one day I'd like to go to the city." And Hattie is kind of in the back, like, skirt. Like, wait, you might want to leave. I can't let my little baby bird fly the nest. But then she kind of comes around to whatever would make Olivia the happiest is what she wants. She just hadn't had to cross that bridge yet. And I really liked their little mother-daughter connection there.
Yeah. Yeah. And my last gift will be gold. I really like this whole Sarah plot line with Jenny, the girl who doesn't quite know how to read, and how they played that out with Sarah realizing that Jenny doesn't know how to read because, of course, Sarah's bringing over these big books and Jenny kind of does this thing of just read to me the story and that sort of thing. So it's obvious that Sarah doesn't quite pick up on it until her mom kind of clues her in on what's going on. And I think that just felt very, very honest and very true to form. So I liked it.
My last gift is gold for Ben Ayers. He's taking this character and he's adding layers to it. And because some of it is heavy-handed with the whole Rebecca thing, but just that he is this he can be this hard-nosed businessman, but also has a big heart and is trying to help. I think he's the guy that's loyal to those who are loyal to him tenfold, right? And so I think I like seeing those different sides of him in the Hallmark Christmas movies. A lot of times he's like the funny guy or the silly guy, and so seeing a little bit of a different side of him, I'm really enjoying in this series. All right, Josh, any other last thoughts? What did you have another favorite scene we didn't talk about or anything we didn't get to?
Well, I was just going to say this. It's kind of hard for me to watch Benjamin Ayers in this role. And I don't know if you feel the same way. I'm so used to seeing him in these Hallmark Channel movies where he is sort of like this goofy leading male, and he's doing none of that in this. It's a very different kind of role. So I'm having a difficult time kind of suspending what I know about him as an actor and kind of embracing him in this new role. But that's not to say I don't think he's doing a great job with it. It's just for me watching it, I'm so used to seeing him in a different kind of role that it's particularly notable for me.
Okay. Well, that's great. So is that all gold? Do we do all gold?
Yeah, it was all gold on episode 2. And what do you guys think? Did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? Hearties, we want to hear from you. Jennifer and I, as you might know, are kind of new to this whole genre on Hallmark. So what are you thinking about all of this? So be sure to leave us a comment below and let us know your thoughts.
That's right. And hey, if you are loving our content, please hit subscribe on your favorite podcast platform or on YouTube. And this week, as this is airing, we're going to have another Hope Valley episode coming out of episode 3 soon. Josh and I are going to watch the pilot episode of When Calls the Heart. We're going in blind. We've never seen one episode, like you said, and we're going to let you know our thoughts and reactions and hope that the hope flows through Hope Valley, Coal Valley, etc. Are you excited? Have you put on
We
your
shall
little
see.
pioneer bonnet? Are you just ready and raring to go?
Exactly. I have dug out my Pioneer bonnet and I will be ready to go. Rip roaring, bonnet wearing, ready to be here for it.
Well, one thing is for sure, we will have much to discuss, but until then,
May your days be merry and bright. We'll see you very soon.